So I got back on the screen, man. You know what? I love the way I was able to actually redo these charts so people could see things a lot clearer and we can have some real discussions. Hopefully y'all can see everything clear on the screen. But what we want to know what people disagree with and what might need to be changed. I'm just going to go through the scores here and we'll just expound upon them and see if anybody has any issue with anything. And y'all let us know in the chat if you have
Hold on.
any issue with anything. Go ahead.
I mean, see, before we go through this, I would think to myself, is this an opportunity for us to change some of our rating scales and put some things on the 1 to 5 scale?
We can do that. Yeah. We can do that. I think this is the perfect day to do that. Shout out Daniel, excuse me. Shoot, where did the super chat go? He said, the original I Am is a masterpiece. Thank you for the I Am rant, but Ghetto Prisoners should have won a round. Hate Me Now as well. You think Hate Me Now is better than Hard Knock Life?
It's not.
I don't think so.
So hold on. So back to Uncle Fram, I know he's watching, and so this is what I'm talking about when I say that I think Nas is the greatest MC of all time, but I critique his missteps fairly. Like that 7-song run in I Am after Favor for a Favor with Scarface is terrible.
Yeah,
it's all terrible for his standards.
AKs and Curtains with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, folks. He said, y'all ever thought about doing an honorable mention after every 10 y'all rate? Like Cats That Fell to the Wayside, but a dope example of Mortal Technique, Paris, Heavy Metal Kings, Jungle Brothers, etc. I love the Jungle Brothers. Yeah, we're just continuously adding onto this list. But yeah, Jungle Brothers, man. I think Mike G from Jungle Brothers is underrated. And Africa. Africa had flow. Africa had flow. They both have flow.
I prefer Africa, but
I do too. But yeah, they both have very unique styles and flows, and you could tell Pharrell was very inspired by them, the way he approaches the mic when he spits.
Yeah, definitely. It's the funkiness which he approaches the mic. I was actually thinking to myself, that's one of those guys I need to go brush back up on because I've not listened to some Jungle Brothers in an extremely long time.
Yo, Straight Out the Jungle is fire. I listen to Straight Out the Jungle all the time, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
No,
but again, I also listen to People's Instinctive too. So
right, that's right up there, Alex. Mike, I was about to say
I'm a weirdo.
Right? No, Mike, you're not a weirdo. That's just everybody's got their rap nerd lane. So I'm going to tell you something I realized the other day, Mike. I love Rakim, Slick Rick, and Cool G rap more than I love KRS and Kane. It's just my personal preference. I like the MC. I like the fly nigga. I like the street nigga. You feel me?
I'm with you. You know, I'm going to say this. Rakim and Slick Rick Rakim, Slick Rick, and Chuck D are my favorite 80s MCs. But growing up, it was Slick Rick hands down. Like, he was just different, man. Like, his approach was just something else. Yeah. I could listen to Slick Rick rap all day.
All day.
Shout out to Ryan Gillum with the super chat. He says, what if Nas and Black Thought made an album together produced by Hit Boy and Salaam Remi? You know, I like the Salaam Remi and Nas just partnership, I guess, for lack of a better term. But they had some huge makes and huge misses.
That's my problem with them.
They
hit. Oh man,
when they hit it out the park.
But when they miss,
man,
they miss.
Because Made You Look is otherworldly. Imagine if Made You Look was on Stillmatic instead of Got Yourself a Gun. Never liked Got Yourself a Gun personally, but
hold on, Mike. If Made You Look is on Stillmatic, then that's his second best album. Yeah, straight
might be fighting for first if we traded it out for Got Yourself a Gun and take off Braveheart Party.
There we go. If we're taking off Braveheart Party, now we're fighting with them.
Right. Nas the GOAT says Rick Ross is not a 13 lyrically, and he's in my top 10.
Where
is he? Put him there. You can't put him that close to Nas, Jay, Raekwon, and Ghost. Okay, and on that note, let's get to this chart.
Right, and he's right, because guess what? I was having those feelings about Busta Rhymes earlier with the 14, wasn't
I? You did say that.
Yeah, all right. It's not right.
Okay, so Biggie's 14 lyrically. Anybody got a problem with that? Voice 10, delivery 10, Storytelling 10. Catalog of albums 12 out of 15. Collaborations 10. Longevity of records. Is that 5? I did that wrong.
Longevity of career is 5.
Yeah, longevity of career is 5, where longevity of records is 10.
Easy.
You know, just swap that out, whatever. I mean, it's still the same ultimate score. And then we got, let's see, Songwriting Skills 10, Legacy 10, Live Performance 8, Content 7, Intangibles 10, Hook Game 10, Versatility 10, overall score 146. I don't think anybody has a problem with any of that. Do y'all have any issue with any of these Biggie ratings that you see so far?
Okay, so how are we going to change the ones we're taking down to 5? Do you want to take them down now, or you want to do that behind the scenes later and get?
Let's do that now. Which one should we take down to 5? Which one? I want to ask the people out there too. Which of these categories do y'all think need to be on a scale from 1 to 5 as opposed to scale to 1 to 10?
Yeah.
You think Hook Game?
I think we talked about Hook Game because it's not fair to previous generations.
Okay. And I think that's a fair assessment because, you know, in the 80s and early 90s even, people weren't asked to do hooks in the way that they were asked to do hooks moving forward.
You want to know what's crazy, Mike? There is something going on around 1993 with hooks. 1993, Mike. 1993 is like when hooks like start really like taking a different shape and form. And it is Midnight Marauders and Enter the Wu-Tang. I was actually thinking about award tour, like the full hook of it. And I was thinking, hold on, how many classic rap songs to that level have full hooks like that before it? Think about it, Mike.
No, you're right. Some people are saying live performance and intangibles. I think performance is important.
Yeah, I mean, Mike,
I'm cool with intangibles going down to 5, though.
I'm cool with intangibles, not live performance, because here's why. You want to know it's a 10. How do most artists make their money?
No, for real. I mean, hip hop started out in the park.
Right. So Biggie's Hook Game would be a 5 if we're rating it on the scale, and his versatility would be a 5 if that's the one we're going down to.
I don't want versatility going down to a 5. I'm cool with intangibles going down to a 5, though.
Well, okay, you want intangibles to be the 1 through 5.
Yeah, intangibles.
Okay.
Because I think legacy is important. I think songwriting skills important. I think versatility. Yeah, because none of these things are going to, like you said with the Hook Game, it has to be one of those things that previous eras are going to be penalized for.
How do you feel about collaboration still? Because that's something that previous eras could still. Because I'm looking at just. Hold on, how about this? Here's what I base it off of. So let's look at some of the stuff that Rakim and KRS didn't score as high as as the people that seeded them, as in Nas, Jay, and Big. Well, that would be collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Hook Game, and those would be the 2 main ones. So I think Hook Game and collaboration should just go down because those are the 2 things that we can identify that is going to get older MCs who are possibly just as great docked more than they should be docked.
Okay. What do you think about intangibles? You want to keep that where it's at?
I'm not super big on the whole intangibles thing anyway, because I feel it might be the hardest thing to judge or qualify, obviously, because it's intangible. So I'm cool with taking it down just because of the difficulty to grade it.
Okay. Jay Short with the super chat says, I'm curious as to why the production/beats weren't a 5 category. Well, I mean, you know what? I think that we kind of alluded to something earlier when we were talking about people's beat picking skills and all that. I mean, I think that could be in consideration, but maybe that's an intangible thing. I don't know. I mean, that gets really.
I don't like that
because that's also about your resources too
and your team. Puff had Big in the room and the whole team of producers. You know what I'm saying?
Big had Puff in the room.
Big had Puff in the room, right? Advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advantage Jigga, serve like Sampras, play rock like a campus. Tigra, son, you're too eager.
You ain't
having it? Good.
Me either.
That's
Let's
a 15.
get together, make this whole world believe it.
Am
My
I raining?
man is screaming.
All right, let's get to it. Ghostface lyrics 14. Voice at 8. Ghostface's voice being an 8.
You got a problem with that. I felt like you had a problem with that. I've never loved Ghost's voice, and I'm going to tell you why I gave his voice an 8. Because his lyrical skill never hurt him as much as his voice did to his contemporaries in the clan. The people that were ahead of him had better voices than him, succinctly.
You're judging him based on Method Man, Raekwon, and GZA sound.
Old Dirty Bastard. I don't think GZA has a better rap voice necessarily. I would put GZA at about an 8 too, because his voice can be a little dull, not as sharp as his lyrics are. But vocally, he's not in like Dirty or Meth or Ray's wheelhouse in my mind, and nothing has changed about that. So he's not even close to
I guess, man, and I know we talked about this earlier, not to cut you off. We talked about this earlier, and we're trying to judge people in their totality and not in their prime. And so we're looking at everything. I guess for me, I'm thinking about Ghostface in 98, 99, 2000 when he was jumping on shit with Charlie Baltimore and jumping on Miss Fat Booty Part 2, and his voice was just cutting through. Right. So if we talk about the totality of it, I'm cool with an 8. But
hold on, because Mike, even the guy on Wu-Tang Forever doesn't sound like that in 97. That's what I mean. Like lyrically, he crept up on them every year, but vocally, he didn't get there till they were already 4 or 5 years in.
Yeah, I mean, and he ended up becoming the best member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
I think we all know that at this point. If we're ranking Wu-Tang Clan members, we all know who's number 1.
Yes. I see a lot of people saying 8, and I see some people saying 9. Me personally, I would say 9, but the only reason why I would deal with 8 is over time, his voice didn't stay the way that it did at its peak, and before it wasn't there. So I'm cool with 8.
Yeah, like that guy on Protect Your Neck and Can It All Be So Simple. That's not the guy that's on 1.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Both hands crusty. Chilling with my man Rusty low down. Well, I know that's mighty healthy, but still. It's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
Delivery a 9. I'm dead. Listen, I might be cool with getting him a 10 on delivery, man.
If you're giving...
Okay.
So
I know I'm biased when it comes to Ghost. What do y'all think? What
about his delivery is better than Ray's delivery to you?
His flow. Well, you just mentioned one where he just goes on a whole tangent.
Waiting for Jake. We got 8 ravioli bags.
Or his like crash through, break the glass, Tony with the goalie mask. That's the pass. Heavy ice rolling laying on the grass. Love the grass. Cauliflower hurting when I dump the trash. Yo, man.
Mike, but on Wednesday,
Sun splash, autograph, blessing with your name, /backdraft, 4-pounder, screaming with the curly ass. Sun specific contrast as the sound clashes.
Listen to what I'm about to say. What Ghost is doing on 1, isn't Ray doing that on Daytona 500 like 5-6 years sooner?
I think that his flow ended up being better than Ray. Now, I'll say Ray is more consistent with the flow. Shout out to the super chat here. It says KRS-One would destroy all the 80s babies in a versus and with a 50 piece. He said catalog too strong. KRS-One equals slamming lyrics and beats unquestionable. Yeah, man, I don't think anybody really wants it with KRS in the verses. It should have been, I said this when it happened, it should have been KRS and LL, to be perfectly honest.
It really should have been.
That's what it should have been. But
because LL has the hits to withstand all of that live.
That would have been a really good contrast. They both have a long catalog, have a very notable catalog, and are great live. And their music translates live.
Right. Ooh, can you imagine KRS-One doing My 9mm Goes Bang, and then LL coming right after him and doing Rock the Bells? You know, because you would have to do some hard. LL Cool J is hard.
What we should have gotten was Rakim and Kane, and we should have gotten LL and KRS. That's what should have happened.
Yes, but we don't run it, Mike, but we will be soon.
And Drell Green says Volume 2 versus I Am was fairly close, despite being Jay's 6th best album versus Nas' 10th best album.
9 to 6 isn't close. 9 to 6 isn't close.
Y'all are wild, man.
Let's put it in soccer terms, okay? 9 to 6 is not close.
I think that, you could say that Ray's flow was consistent from beginning to end, but I feel like when Ghost got his stride, his flow was much better than Ray.
But there we go again. Okay, so when you say that, that's not true. They wouldn't be able to do the back and forth together all these years. That's what I'm saying. How can y'all say that when they rap together? And
Older gods. Come on, man. Y'all roll like a bat out of hell. Evil acapels fly spitting out of my grill.
No. Mike, we like Dorothy Hamill on ice. We might circle.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, epic.
Okay, they don't have the same rating when it comes to delivery? Oh, yeah. Okay, they do.
That's what I'm saying. If you give a Ghost a tip, Mike.
Yeah.
You're bringing up Older Gods on Volume 1. Mike, that's track 8 on Volume 1. How about track 9 on Volume 2? The MGM. Right.
Okay.
You don't even know who wrote what, Mike, or who flowed what.
That's what I'm saying. You still got Ghost and Ray's back and forth over Styles P and Jada, right?
No, Jada and Styles have just done so much work on so many epic tracks. I don't think it's fair to them. But what I'm telling you is the seamless nature with which Ghost and Ray do it when they do it, Mike.
No, it's true. I think that individually, man, it's hard to say it like that because I know we got a lot of Jada and Styles fans. In my personal opinion, I think individually Ray and Ghost are better than Jada and Styles, but I think Jada and Styles are a better combo.
Hold on. But this is what I keep telling people. Everybody says that. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Because you want...
What are you talking about? Proof for who?
Hold on. Mike. Proof. Can it all be so simple on Enter the Wu-Tang? Mike.
That should have been the verses.
Mike. Proof. Investigative reports on Liquid Swords. Mike. Proof. Only built for Cuban Links 1 and 2. Proof, Iron Man. Proof, Bulletproof Wallets.
So you want to see a Jada and Styles full album?
Jada and Styles do not have the catalog to speak to this. Y'all are talking about skills. Y'all are talking about some songs. We talking about classic albums. These guys have made doing songs together. Classic albums. Classic. How many classic albums are in the Locks camp, period? Because Ray and Ghost, off their, everything Ray and Ghost did before 2005 supersedes the classic shit the Locks have done their whole career. That's a fact. That is a fact. We got Iron Man, Bulletproof, Supreme. We got, what he say on the Champ on Fish Scale? Back east, I'm an MC king. Since Cuban, Pretty, Bullet, and Supreme.
With that being said, I think we have to kind of rate Ghost and Ray similar, to be honest. Except from the storytelling. That's all Ghost.
Storytelling, songwriting.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're about the same. I told you, Ray's got a better voice. I gave Ray's voice a 10.
Uh-huh.
But I gave Ray's songwriting an 8. And to be honest with you, if we're going to go tougher with it, we about to go down on that, actually. So, let's finish Ghost.
Okay, let's finish Ghost. Ghost storytelling, 10. Easy. Catalog of albums, 15. Collaborations, we got 8.
See, we're going 1 through 5. So how would you rate Ghost collaborations? I don't know who brought this up in the chat. It's one of our regulars. But he told me Ghost has more features than Ray. And it's on Wikipedia.
I can see that. Ghost got a lot of features.
Okay, so here's
shout out to Jay Short with the super chat real quick. Hold that thought. He said, I prefer Raekwon, but I'll admit, Ghost still stole the show on Cuban Links 2 appearance a decade later. Okay, go ahead. Cool.
I thought they were very comparable when they showed up together on Cuban Links 2. Cuban Links 1 is Ray.
It is. It is.
Iron Man is Ray.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm a Ghost guy.
Right. So understand, most of the time when they've shown up together, it's actually been Ray, Ghost, and here's where Ghost really excels. Well, when you take Ray away from Ghost, Ray's not the same album maker. When you take Ghost away from Ray, Ghost is arguably the greatest album maker of all time, and that's the real separation.
Well, the separation is Supreme Clientele.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because Ray doesn't have something like that without Ghost, and Ghost got that without Ray. But I'll tell you, too, it's not just Supreme Clientele to me. Fish Scale to me is borderline.
Well, I mean, that's where it started, though. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, at that point, nobody in the clan had made anything that was that great outside of like, you know, their individual chamber, because they were making stuff that had like that Wu-Tang sound. Supreme Clientele wasn't the quote unquote first, you know, first generation Wu-Tang sound, because you know how all those first generation Wu-Tang solo efforts, they had a certain sound to them. Supreme Clientele brought in Carlos Brody, brought in Juju. That was the first time that anybody successfully did that out of the Wu.
Hold
With
on,
Supreme Clientele.
No, you're right. So that's what I mean. Ghost was the first. How about this? Ghost is the first Wu member to say, "I don't need RZA to make a classic album." That's really what Supreme Clientele is.
Well, I mean, RZA was executive producer, but yeah, still, I know what you mean.
Right. Like, I don't need RZA.
Right. Well, RZA was involved, but I know what you mean. Because the other stuff, he was so hands-on. And I think that was an achievement for both of them, where RZA could I also say that, you know what, I can really executive produce too. I don't have to produce everything.
So, crowning jewel for two reasons. One, on an executive production side, that's RZA's crown jewel to say, I don't have to make the beats to put the album together to show you that I'm great. That's Supreme Clientele. And on the Emcee side, I don't need all of RZA's quirky ass innovative tracks to be one of the greatest rappers of all time.
And I don't need Ray on every track either. And so that was an independence thing. And I think it was the only Wu album in that time period that successfully did it. I mean, but Nigga Please was around that time too, but
yes, Nigga Please is the same time, but also let's go to circumstance. Well, Ghost got locked up and got sick, so he was separated from Ray by jail and by health issues.
This is true.
So we don't know what happens if Ghost don't go to prison and if Ghost don't get sick.
Now, I don't think Supreme Clientele comes out the way that it did.
It doesn't, because you want to know what really happens? I think if Ghost doesn't get sick, I think right after Wu-Tang Forever, they go do it again. Like, I think Purple Tape 2 or Iron Man 2 happens right after Wu-Tang Forever if Ghost don't get sick. Or I think it's got with the prison, then went sick.
That isolation to do something to you where it's like, you know, you're in deep reflection and you just go.
Him and RZA went to Benin, Africa to help find a cure for him. He was dying.
See, these are stories that need to be told.
Oh, you ain't heard the Supreme Clientele stuff?
No, I've heard that, but I'm just saying, like, we don't hear it enough. Like,
he had, like, literally, like, local doctors,
that's where he got the flow from. Right. Or at least this is what he was saying on Drink Champs.
Right. So also, too, Mike, I'll also tell you something, too. And I mean, not to be funny, because, you know, I'm a believer. Benin is the witchcraft capital and epicenter of the world. It's where witchcraft started. Yeah. Benin, Africa. Keep going.
Okay. 15 on catalog of albums, excuse me. And then we got collaborations. We got 8.
So it needs to be 1 through 5. So that's where we were.
Oh, that's where we were. I would say 4.
Okay, so...
But we'll go back and change those. I mean, because I can't really change it on the screen.
I can change them in mine. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Why would you say 4 and not 3? Because I would say 3, and I'm going to tell you why. What memorable appearances? Because I can name Ray's memorable appearances, and Ray's getting the 5 for it. Name 5 memorable Ghostface features.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was Miss Fatty Booty 2. I loved him on Stand Up.
These are all remixes. That's what I'm saying.
Stand Up with Charlie Baltimore.
Oh, Stand Up. Oh, Stand Up is dope.
Stand Up's crazy. Not to mention Holocaust, Silkworm. I loved him on there.
Listen to the songs that you're naming. Your name is Stand Up with Charlie Baltimore and Holocaust.
I also was going to say, what was it? The Game, Pete Rock. Ray's on there too.
Ray's on there too. So is Prodigy. It's a great song.
And he smashed all of them on there.
So I don't agree with you.
Special Delivery.
Special Delivery is another remix. Mike, this isn't epic stuff. That's what I'm saying. Ray's got epic stuff. How about this? Mike, I'm about to hit you with one that's better than all that. Eye for an Eye.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me say this. Does Only Built for Cuban Links count as a collaboration? Because it's not his.
If you want to know what? Ooh, Mike, that's sneaky. If that's the case, they're both getting 5s because that's what they are to each other. Because there's no Iron Man or Bulletproof Wallets without Ray either.
There's no Built for Cuban Links or only Built for Cuban Links 2 without Ghost.
Agreed. So if that's how we're rating collaborations, you want to know what? I'm cool with that. If that's how we're rating it, then we're giving them both 5s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
They did collaborate with each other and make all-time great classic albums, did they not?
Exactly. And you just went through all that when we were talking about Styles and Jada.
No, you're right. And so understand this, Styles and Jada won't be getting that 5 on collaborations.
No, because they don't have that amount of collaborations together. Now, Jada could get 5 on collaborations, but Jada's got a lot of memorable. That's his, really, to me, I think that's one of his high points.
Hard. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish with Ghost and move.
Okay. All right, so we got longevity of career. That's a 10.
Yep.
All right, and let's see. Songwriting skills. 10.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy, 9. Live performance, 9. Content, 9. Intangibles, 9. So I guess that's going to end up being 4, right?
I guess it will be 3.5. How would that go? 9s turn to 3.5s.
I think, on a scale from 1 to 5, if we're rating intangibles, yeah, I'm going with 4 because we got the Wilder B. King and all that stuff, Okay. It's a step down from Slick Rick, I would say.
Right.
Hook game, 7. And on a scale from 1 to 5, that's going to end up being about a 3 as well, or 2.
I would think that's a 3 for Ghost. Ghost is not a great hook guy.
No.
I would probably lean towards a 2 just because he depends on the soul samples and everything so much.
Okay.
And a lot of his hooks on his classic shit, guess who did them, Mike?
Ray. Versatility, 8.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm giving him a 2 for the hook game, yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Now we're going to go to Ray real quick. So Ray lyrics, 14.
Yep.
Voice, 10.
Yeah.
Delivery, 9. Storytelling, 8.
Yeah.
Catalog of albums, 14. Collaboration.
Okay. Let's stop right there right quick.
Okay.
I think maybe we should go down to 13, and I know he has the race. I know he has the Woo stuff and the Ghost stuff. Should we be weighing his solo catalog heavier than all of that stuff? Because him getting that 14 is more of a cumulative score than a reflection of his solo catalog.
You're right. I agree 100%. I've said this before. I agree.
So I'm going to go down to 13 because I'm the one that called the 14, but that's about the Wu-Tang work and the Ghost work.
No, I agree.
But his solo career has been marred with some missteps. He does have the Purple Tape 1 and 2. He does have Shaolin versus Wu-Tang, which is a very understated and slept on project. Black Thought's on there.
Yeah.
Which is a great project. You and I both love The Wild. The Wild was getting some album of the year
contention. Is hard.
The Wild is hard, and people acting like The Wild's not as hard. So what we have from him is we have 2 classic albums and we have 2 good albums. What's the rest of it look like?
Okay, 13 is fine. I think that's fair. More than fair. Okay, so collaborations, 10.
5, but yeah, I've already put that in.
Yeah. Since 1 through 5, that's 5. Okay. Longevity of records, 9.
Yeah, his records have held up more than Ghost records.
Longevity of career, 10.
Yep.
These guys are still here. It's an incredible thing. Then we got songwriting skills, 8.
I was thinking about going down a notch on there because I think what hurt those mediocre albums was his songwriting.
You want to take that down to 7?
I might have to.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Legacy, 9.
Yeah.
Live performance, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Content, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Intangibles, 10. That's a 5.
Yeah.
Hook game, 8. That's going to end up being, what, a 4?
Okay, so he would be somewhere in the middle for me. So I think an 8 would be a 3.5, and I think he would be accurate for that because I don't know if his hook game is super, super crazy strong, but I know he's dope. You know what I'm saying?
He got Incarcerated Scarfaces under his belt. So yeah, I think 3.5 out of 5 is fine.
Okay.
Versatility 7.
Okay. How are people feeling about this? Are people watching?
Yeah. I'm looking at what people are saying. Nobody's disagreeing. I think we're not going to get. We're about to get to the
We're about to
disagreements
get all
right
the disagreement right now. Right.
Yeah. Hold tight. MF Doom. This is a whole situation here. MF Doom 13 lyrically. Now,
yes, I'm staying right there.
A lot of people have issue with MF Doom being 13 lyrically because Foxy's 13 lyrically, and
we about to get the 100 in a minute.
Is Foxy rated too high lyrically?
Possibly. We getting to her in a minute.
Okay.
Let's stay on Doom.
Okay. Y'all think Doom lyrically is the same as Ray and Ghost?
And Biggie.
Yeah, Biggie too.
Right. Now watch what you're saying. You see, you look like groupies when you talk like that.
Well, I don't know, man. Doom is dope lyrically.
Is he Raekwon, Ghostface, Biggie? 13.
Maybe we overrated Meth.
No, to be honest with you,
I'm skipping all around, obviously, but I'm just saying that this is what I'm hearing.
Mike, you want to know what? And I mean this sincerely when I say this. Go show me a verse where Meth isn't being lyrical, really.
No, that's real.
Doom is not on Meth's level as a lyricist.
Yeah, somebody said MF Doom, same level as Foxy. Y'all crazy. Yeah, we got to take Foxy down.
Yeah. I just said we get into her in a second, but understand Doom's a 13. I mean, a 13 and not a 14. He's not Raekwon, Biggie, or Ghost. Damn sure not Rakim or Nas or Black Thought.
Now, people are saying Big should be a 15 in that category.
Okay, so how about this? How many times did Big get rhymed of the month in the source for Ready to Die? Or for Junior Mafia's album? He didn't. Because the lyrics weren't like, he wasn't lyrically as sharp. Like as a lyricist, the lyricist you were talking about showed itself first on the Get Money remix and then ascended until the point that he died. It wasn't like that the entirety of the time. He wasn't a supreme lyricist until right before Life After Death dropped.
I'm seeing people agreeing with him being 13 now.
He is.
Okay. All right. We got to put all that in context. That's why we talk through these things. All right. So voice, you got him at an 8.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Got a good
delivery
voice.
9.
I'm okay with that too.
Storytelling 9.
Gave him better storytelling grade than Ray.
Catalog of albums 13.
Now you about to take this 12 because Ray got a 13. You feel what I'm saying about how y'all?
I don't know, man. I don't know about that, and I know that Doom has a lot of underground stuff, but
okay,
I think that his 13 is solid with that. I mean, now
okay.
I think
so. Understand. Part of Ray's 13. Listen to what I'm saying. The purple tape's in there. The purple tape 2 is in there. Iron Man is in there. Into the Wu-Tang Forever's in there. His Bulletproof Wallets, his contribution to those albums are in there, and his solo catalog, and you think Doom deserves the same catalog rating. 12.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. I want people to understand this too. Doom's best album might not even crack a Wu-Tang top 10. Doom's best album ain't even cracking a Wu-Tang.
Oh, no. Mad Villain's definitely cracking a top 10.
Mike, I can run it down for you right now. You want it?
All right. Well, go ahead. What albums do you think are better than Mad Villainy?
Into the Wu-Tang and Wu-Tang Forever, 1 and 2, right?
Okay.
That's 1 and 2 right there, right? Mike, okay. Purple Tape 1.
Okay.
Iron Man.
Okay.
Grand Clientele. Liquid Swords. Return to the 36 Chambers. Where are we at?
I love Return to the 36 and I love Iron Man, but I think those might not be better than Mad Villainy.
You think Mad Villainy is better than Iron Man? Are you
listen? Me personally, I like the albums you're talking about, the Wu-Tang albums, but I'm just saying I see culturally. People are saying blasphemy. Cool.
Mike,
Mad Villainy is different, man.
Blasphemy. Show me the mic performance. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Show me MF Doom's mic performance on Mad Villainy if it's better than Brooklyn Zoo and Shimmy Shimmy Ya.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, what this album means.
Silence. I don't give a fuck what it means. I care about the reality of the situation.
People saying, go listen to All Caps and tell me he ain't a 15 lyrically.
No.
Okay, R.I.P. Doom, man. Coop's talking crazy.
So let me say this to you in all caps.
I take Mad Villainy over Iron Man. That's what
Rhyming
people say.
like this for a song or two here or there does not get you a 15. It doesn't.
Yeah, Jordan House says Mad Villainy is better than Iron Man and Return. And I love Iron Man. I agree. I agree with that 100%.
You think Mad Villainy is better than Iron Man?
I think it is.
Name 10 songs on there off the top of your head.
Listen, I told you, I'm more of a Ghost.
No, there are 10 classic
Dirty fan. This is when
there are 10 classic songs on Iron Man.
There's for it.
5 on Mad Villainy. What are we talking about?
He got Operation Doomsday, Mad Villainy, Food, classics, and Wu-Tang's my favorite. That's what Ross said. Yo, I mean, listen. I think all right. What we have to do is you have to admit, Coop, you don't really listen to Doom like that.
I haven't. You hold on. Let me explain this to you.
And I don't either. I listen to Doom, but I know that he has a fan base that swears by Doom.
So just because a fan base swears by him doesn't mean that he's on the level that they say that he is, and it doesn't mean I have to swear by the shit. I know where he is. He is a superior MC and above average. He is not some iconic legend to the level of Raekwon, Ghostface, Notorious, B.I.G. on the mic. Stop that shit, because we ain't never.
I think Doom is a legend.
No. I said to that level.
Okay.
There are levels to this shit, and we leveling off where his legend resides, and it don't reside in Ghostface, Raekwon, and Biggie Smalls territory.
People are saying that they listen to Mad Villainy more than Iron Man. Listen, I'm gonna have to agree with that. Now, I'm with you.
And you want to know what? That's what's wrong with your ass. You're listening to the wrong shit.
I think you're just not into it, man. I mean, listen.
I'm not into it because it's not as epic as people make it out to be. Mike, Alfredo's better than Mad Villainy to me.
Come on, man.
It is, Mike. Alfredo's better than Mad Villainy to me. When people be like swearing by this record, it's like, no, it's dope. He's great. Him and Mad live together. No, that's epic. I ain't holding on to that shit. Operation Doom is dope. I might like Operation Doom more than Villainy, to be honest with you. And I do listen to his shit, but guess what? He don't wave like that outside of his hardcore fans. He don't. You want to know proof the power why he don't wave like that? Show me the industry connects and contacts while he was here that he waved like that on that level with those guys.
You talking about like De La, or we're talking about collaborations?
Just the whole wave, because the only person I ever heard him associated with on that level was Ghost. Who else he dealt with on that level that you can even say that? How many do we have him sparring with people to the way we got Ray sparring with every great MC damn near who ever lived?
That's what I'm saying.
The shit is a little misplaced, and y'all need to start understanding. He never really rapped next to none of the greats like that. We don't even know how to relate him to other cats because he never even rhymed next to them. Ray been rhyming next to Nas since this nigga was in his teens. Stop that.
Ray Realm says, you brothers are too generous with some of these ratings, especially the lyric category.
You right. I'm generous with Doom, and it's about to get worse if niggas don't stop tripping. Right.
Oh my God.
You rate shit accurately around here, not because of your fandom and shit, because he's an underground king. We rating the shit accurately. He's not up there with Ray and Ghost and Big. And Mad Villainy is not like that. Because much like y'all running around playing Mad Villainy, because I play accordion. That's what I'm saying. It's I play accordion. When the accordion come on, I'll be like, oh, that's that shit. Cut that shit off.
Non-Plus says Mos Def's favorite rapper is Doom. Listen,
a rapper who don't hardly rap. That's great. Next. Right. Like I want to hear from a nigga. When the last time Mos did some shit? That's what I'm saying. That's his favorite rapper. That's great. Bunch of niggas who don't hardly rap that drop albums telling me who their favorite rappers are when we listen to this shit, follow this shit all the time, every single motherfucking day. Okay.
Soulmatic says, damn, Coop spitting facts. It hurts me to agree.
Because it's the truth. When you start leveling out, there's levels to this shit, and he is not on that A-list level.
Okay.
He's not.
But I disagree with you on the Mad Villainy Iron Man thing, though.
Is he better than Jadakiss?
I don't think so, but there are people who
would say
he is.
Y'all talking about, because y'all talking about this nigga like he Kiss. Right, he's not Kiss.
Panero and Kiss. Okay. So you take an album down to 12?
He's not Styles either. Let's get that straight.
The thing, all right, this is the thing, man. He's tough to rate. He's tough to rate because a lot of the stuff that we're measuring is kind of like impact that people
He
who were
didn't
on
have.
majors. Let me finish. He didn't have, because he didn't have the machines that these guys have. Everything that he did was grassroots for the most part. I will say.
What year is Mad Villainy? 2013?
Nah, that was like 03. No, I'm sorry, that's 04.
Oh, 04. Hold on. What's the one that he dropped in 13? Is that Operation Doom?
Operation Doomsday is like 99.
I feel like he dropped something in 13, and I was remembering reading something. Hold on. Let's pull his shit up real quick. I'm pulling this shit up right now. Right now.
Mad Villainy is a classic, y'all. Yeah, that's 04. Which one are you talking about?
I'm trying to pull it up
right now. Because Operation Doomsday was like 99, I believe.
Yeah. Hold on. Zarface? Might be Zarface.
Darnell Lee says, nobody listens to Doom. Let's get serious. Y'all are wildin', man.
No, it's not like that. It's not like nobody doesn't listen to him, but it's like...
He's a very abstract listen.
No, it's not like that. Okay, Mike, you want to know what? How about this? This is what I tell you I think of. You know how you love Ab-Soul?
Yeah.
That's the realm that I think MF Doom is in outside of a couple of albums. It's like he's dope, but he's more like B+. It's not an A-lister.
Joe Bro says Coop don't even know his catalog.
No, I don't. I couldn't remember the years. I couldn't. But that's what I'm telling you though, because his shit don't slap like y'all was saying that it does.
They say you got 3 classics. Food was 03. I remember that.
I don't. But I remember the Czarface me. No, Mike, this shit is not classic. No, Mad Villainy is a classic. The rest of this shit is not classic. No.
Oh my God. Let's move on to the next category. Collaborations 8. I think that's fair.
Well, it's going to be a 1 through 5. But Mike, who do you really collaborate with again? Since I'm not familiar with the catalog, tell me about these epic collaborations that he had.
Well, obviously, De La. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, when I'm thinking more so collaboration album. So when we're talking about huh?
Yeah, I'm talking about everything though, like collaborative albums, producer collaboration albums.
Well, I mean, him and Madlib.
Yeah, Madlib. So is that what we're
Cesar? Him and hold on one second.
See what I'm saying, Mike? When you have to go through all of what we're going through to rate a guy, he not that dude, man. I love him, but he's not that dude. Like, much respect, peace, like all that shit. He's not that dude.
He's a very interesting character because it's like he has.
Interesting character ain't about to get you no A+ rating.
But what I'm saying is, I think that his core, it's kind of like Tech Nine. Like, I like Tech Nine, but I'm not as into Tech Nine as some Tech Nine fans are. They could probably make a much better argument for Tech Nine than I could.
No, you're
Darnell
right.
Lee says Coop knows MF Doom's catalog like Mike knows M's catalog. Hey, don't do me like that. I know Eminem's catalog. It's just trash. It's different.
I'm not saying this catalog is trash.
No, you're not saying that. I'm saying that. But yeah, his collaborative albums, obviously with KMD, I'm not even counting that. Mr. Hood, Black Bastard. Mr. Grimes. That's what I was thinking about. And when The Mouse and the Mask with Danger Mouse.
Mouse and the Mask. I remember that.
Yeah, Scissorface. Darnell Lee said Mike's looking up songs on Google. Let me stop, man. This is because usually we know everything off the top. I'm not even gonna act like I know everything.
So let's hold on. So let's stop for a second, Mike. What is it saying about this guy that most people acknowledge that we know our shit, and we can wax off the top of our head for over 2 years now at almost any MC that gets thrown at us. But when we get to this guy, you got to start looking. I got to start looking. We got to start asking questions. We got to start pulling shit up. You want to know why? That's that eye test shit that he's not that dude. That's what I'm telling you. Look at what we just did when we talked about Biggie, Raekwon, and Ghostface. It's like, oh, well, it's boom, it's that. And the conversations that we're having are so fluid because they're so legendary and it's known so well that we know what it is. We know where the weaknesses and the strengths lie. We know where the catalog lies. We know every fucking thing. this dude is not that dude. This is the proof of it, because you are watching people who know their shit in and out, that y'all have been saying that y'all know that we know our shit in and out all the time and giving us kudos, watching us struggle with this nigga. Because
well, I mean, is it possible that there's an artist that you and I just don't really know like that? I mean, we know, but...
Oh, Mike, I know his stuff. It just don't register enough to this level. And to be honest with you, when we said we were going to rate him, why did we say we were going to rate him? Because people were complaining that we hadn't talked about him. And really my sentiment was like, well, outside of Mad Villainy, what are we talking about?
Okay, well, I'm going to go to Jordan.
What are we talking about?
Jordan House says he put a comment under one of our previous videos. I'm going to read his comment in reference to Doom. He said, I want to preface that while I'd personally give Doom a 15 lyrically, I ain't have no gripes with y'all giving him a 13. But to Coop's request to the stream to name 5 joints from Doom showcasing him as elite level, I got these. Gasoline Ears, Vomit Spit, Governor, Bada Bing, and Fargo. I'm sorry.
I only knew one of those songs off the top of my head. That's the problem. That's the problem. There it is right there.
Yeah.
Because because Mike, if you ask me that about any other top 20 MC, like you can go name anybody else right now and name 5. I'll be like, oh no, boom, oh, okay, boom. I don't know how many times I ask people to name something. Be like, oh yeah, they did make that. Mike, even with Eminem, we have sat here and you have been like, oh no, you got a point. Those are some records. Not this shit.
Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos. Okay.
Let's get out of here. Me out of here.
Longevity of records, we went 7. Longevity of career, 7. But
we went 10.
10. You know what? I think I put the wrong thing. 10 longevity of career. But longevity of records was 7, right?
Yes.
Okay. Songwriting skills, 9. Legacy, 8. Live performance, 8.
Might need to give his legacy a 9 the way y'all talking.
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
I'll change that on this side so we can put it in.
Okay. Content, 8. Man, this is so difficult. Intangibles, 10, clearly. So that's going to be a 5, yeah. Hook game, 8. Versatility, 7. Shout out to Antonio out there. He says, Vaudeville Villain, Mad Villainy, The Mouse and the Mask, and Foo are dope albums, but I understand where y'all are coming from.
Because they're not classic, except for Mad.
You know what this is kind of like? This is kind of like, you know, your personal favorite versus what it is. Like, one of my favorite rappers, period, Project Pat. But I'm not going to argue anybody down.
Mike, you know how I feel about Yeezy and some Trapper Die and some Trapper Die 2 up in here.
Yeah.
Right? All right?
Yeah.
When we rate this man, watch how I score him, Mike.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like I said, man, Project Pat's one of my 10 favorite rappers, personally.
And I'm going to score him closely, and I'm going to cut that Trapper Die 2 on, too, after he get these low marks. Let's go.
All right.
Give a fuck if it's your favorite rapper.
Now let's get back to what's her name though. Oh shoot, how did this get here? Let me take Antonio's comment off. Okay, because that was throwing me off. All right, let's get to Foxy.
Let's take Foxy's lyrics down to a 12 to keep all MS groupies happy. That's the first thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think they're on the same lyrical level, to be honest.
They're not.
I would, yeah, and then you got the questionable pen thing. So, okay,
we'll take her down to 11 when you said that. Actually, that's what we're doing.
Okay, 11.
Not in the mood.
Voice 10, delivery 10.
Do we have a problem with Foxy Brown getting a higher ranking than MF Doom for those things, guys? Is that okay with you all?
Storytelling 7.
Yeah.
Catalog of albums, a 9 out of 15. She only has one album, really.
No,
she got 2. I'm sorry.
technically 3. Black Roses never got released and was actually probably better. Well, no, not probably, was the best album of the 3. Just never got released.
That's sad. I hate that, man.
Malaa had my copy. I gave it to her at Dave & Buster's one day.
Collaborations 10.
So that's gonna be
longevity of records 9.
Yep.
Longevity of career 5. I want to get to some of these super chats real quick.
Hold on. I want people to understand that people are going to be playing Foxy Brown's records way longer than they're playing MF Doom's. Next.
AKs and Curtains says Doom is like a cult classic movie. I feel that.
Right.
And Nas the Goat says, can y'all please rate Lupe Fiasco soon? He's been asking for that. Well, you know, Nas the Goat always brings up Lupe. I got to give you that. Shout out to Lupe. I'm starting to think that you might be Lupe Fiasco.
Nah, Lupe's not that attention seeker.
Nah, Lupe's great.
Definitely campaigning for his favorite MC.
No, I love that. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, where we at? We are longevity of career. We got 5 out of 10. Sorry about that. And okay, there we go. Sorry about that. We got songwriting skills 7. Mm-hmm. Legacy 7. Mm-hmm. Live performance 6. Content 7. Intangibles 8. Hook game 9.
Let's be a 4.
Yeah, and versatility 10.
So hold on. So the intangibles are going to get taken down to a 3.5 and the hook game to a 4. Okay, so I love me some Foxy Brown, Mike, and you know this. See how I rated her?
That was pretty harsh.
But and I love her.
Harsh but fair. And you do love Foxy.
I would walk her into a battle with. I would take her over any female MC in a battle with money on the line except for El Boogie. That's how much I think of Foxy.
Do you want to do Remy Ma? You want to do Remy Ma?
Yeah. Put it on the list.
Okay.
On my list.
All right. Rick Ross. Now, this is another one people have some discussions about. You really think Rick Ross is a 13 lyrically?
Rose, I took him down to 12.
Okay. Rick Ross, lyrics 12.
Mm-hmm.
Voice, 10. Is 10. That fair?
Is that okay with everybody? Is that okay?
I think that's one of his. I think voice and delivery are his 2 strongest suits.
I think his intangibles are part of it too, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that too. Delivery 10, storytelling 7.
Yep.
Catalog of albums 14. You okay with that?
You're damn right. I mean, hold on. How many whack albums has he made, Mike?
Yeah, his catalog is nice. He just doesn't have like that super. He doesn't have like multiple super classics, but he keeps a steady stream of consistency.
Yeah, but he's got deeper than rap. God forgives and I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. He showed in the verses that he's fully equipped.
Yeah, he wants his 20-piece lemon pepper.
Okay. Let's see. So we got collaborations. That's a 10.
Easy. We're gonna make that a 5. Yep.
Yeah. Longevity of records. Is that a 10?
It is a 10.
Okay.
I think I'm Big Meech.
I was just listening to that yesterday, actually.
They still play Hustler. Whip it real hard. Whip it real hard. Yeah, they still play his shit everywhere, all the time.
All right. Longevity of career, 10.
Maybach Music with Drake. They're still playing that, ain't they?
Yeah. Longevity of career, 10. He been in the game for a minute.
Yeah, I think he's going into year number 20. I told you, 20 years is a 10 to me.
Okay. All right, and so after that we got songwriting skills, 9.
Songwriting is one of his strong suits.
Legacy, 9. You think his legacy's a 9?
Look at how the next generation of rappers have anointed him.
I agree with that.
He's their go-to from the previous generation. Not Tip, not Wayne, not Jeezy.
And he puts people on, too. Jay Short with the super chat, he says, Ross is the GOAT. He said, Ross is the GOAT car rapper. 15 discography.
Discography would be close to a 15 if he had more classics. Be a 15 if he had 2 classics in there, like some just 2 certified classics where it's just like, can't even question that. God Forgives I Don't is his best album. That's the closest thing that he had to a classic. If you think that's a classic, that's cool. That's not enough for a 15.
Okay. So we got Legacy was 9. Live performance 9.
Mm-hmm.
Content 7.
Mm-hmm.
Intangibles 9.
I might want to put that up to 10, or I may make that a 5, I would say.
I think so too. Because, even the way he's on social media and, you know what I'm saying, and he has a presence about him.
He does.
Hook game 10.
Yep.
Versatility 9. Wow.
I think that might be a 10.
Versatility?
Think about it. I mean, he did Hold Me Back and Diced Pineapples on the same album. He's pretty versatile.
He is versatile.
I think that's a 10.
He's like no disrespect.
He's the southern version of Biggie.
He's like Biggie, right? I mean, obviously he's not as nice as Big on the mic like that. But
when I be telling people I love Ross, that's what I low-key be saying. It's like, well, he's not big, but I'll take him. Right. Yeah. Right.
Because his ability to make songs is very big, like.
Well, I was about to say, you know the real separation, Mike? The only separation is really in the MC capability. Big is just clearly a superior MC. Everything else is comparable.
It is.
He's not better than anything than Big is. But what I'm saying is that everything that Big is great at outside of the lyrical side of things, Ross is right behind him on, not steps behind. He steps behind as a lyricist, but everything else he's just a step behind. As in delivery, vocally, songwriting, he's...
Non-Plus says Coop likes Ross how we like Doom.
My guy's made better albums and has the notoriety to stake claim to that shit, though.
Oh, right. It's different, man. It's a whole different thing.
One guy makes great albums his entire career and works with everybody, and you can put him on any track, any which way at any given point in time, and he's going to shine. As in, you put him with Drake, he shines. You put him with Styles P, he shines. Miss me with this MF Doom shit. How many dope records can MF do with Drake and then turn around and do with Styles? Stop that. That's what I'm talking about how there's levels to this shit.
LP says y'all tripping on Ross, and I think he's dope. Where do y'all think that we should lower the score? We already lowered the lyrics. We lowered that.
We did. And the storytelling is where it should be.
Yeah.
Everything else he operates at a high level on. He got low marks for content, storytelling, lyrics. Those are his weakest points. Everything else he's a well-rounded MC at.
Brian says that Ross didn't make better albums than MF Doom. We'll be on that all day. Let's get to the next one.
We can go song for song, whatever the fuck y'all feel like it.
Y'all want to go song for song with Ross and MF?
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Nicki Minaj, lyrics of 12.
Going down to 11.
Okay. No.
You want to keep her at a 12?
Yeah. Because she ain't got no questionable pen situation.
I like that she didn't have a questionable pen situation. Yeah. Keep going.
Voice 8. Delivery a 9. Storytelling a 5. Catalog of albums 8 out of 15. Is that too harsh? No? Okay. Collaborations 10. Longevity of records 9. Longevity of career, that might need to go to a 9.
Where's she at? How long has she been in the game?
Well, no, the thing is,
and how active is she in this year?
No. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Because she should be popping more right now than she really is. Songwriting Skills 8. Legacy, did we take that to 8? Or is keeping at 9?
I got a Legacy at 9.
9, okay.
I had it at 10, and you were the one, like, she ain't getting respected like she shouldn't.
Okay, yeah, okay. Live performance 9. Content 5. Intangibles 8. Hook game 9. Versatility 10.
4. So that's going to be a 4 and a 3.5. Yeah. Anybody got something to say about?
Yeah, any of this on Nicki y'all disagree with? Joshua Stone says Nicki Flow is a 10.
I gave her. It's a 9. I mean, I gave her a 9. I don't know if it's a 10 because we don't really hear her do it, but like that anymore.
She do got flow. I think the thing is she has some great deliveries and some bad deliveries. So
yeah,
kind of got to take off of that a little bit.
It's more like on a 75-25 with the delivery thing. Like 75% of the time, the delivery is going to be flawless.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, Kane.
Chelsea said, y'all are some haters. Now, I want to get to some of her comments. She's a Nicki fan. She said, Nicki legacy and live performance is a 10. Well, Coop had her at a 10, and I only say she wasn't a 10 because I don't think that we appreciate, or hip-hop in general doesn't appreciate Nicki in the way that we should. Honestly, with the numbers that Nicki broke, did, she's top 10 all time in sales.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, in my personal opinion, I think she could wrap circles around most, if not all, the female MCs that have done it on the mainstream level. She did it longer, and people don't treat Nicki like they should. They should be treating Nicki out here like they treat Queen Latifah and Lauryn Hill.
That's fair. First of all, she cannot rap Foxy in my opinion, but the rest of the mainstream girls, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that people don't treat her like Lauryn Hill, I think that her legacy is a 9 instead of a 10 because we had Lauren's legacy at a 10.
Mike, she doesn't deserve to get treated like Lauryn Hill. She's not Lauryn Hill on the money.
No, I agree with that. But I'm saying if we talk about putting in the work, she did that.
Put in all the work, quote Amber Mark.
She did that.
Down in all the dirt.
Nicki's underappreciated. I mean, with the numbers she put up for hip hop artists, like.
I get both sides. I was going to side with you just because you're more into the media side of things than I am, and so that's why I gave it the 9. Because for me, it's a 10 on site.
Damian Harris says Nicki's album were commercial trash. That's why I might. And you know what? I think that's a fair point. I think the reason why she sold a bunch was because she was making pop music, but that also docked her on the hip hop side of things.
Yes,
and that's where we're at.
Yeah, and it shows in the catalog getting an 8.
Yeah. Big Daddy Kane, 15 lyrics. Voice right. 9. Delivery 10. Storytelling 6.
Mm-hmm.
Catalog of albums 10 out of 15. Mm-hmm. Collaborations 9.
Making that up. Okay.
Yeah.
Making that 4, right?
Yeah. That Big L collaboration was crazy.
Platinum Plus. Cats still want to know if they's as hot as he been.
Longevity of records 7.
Yeah.
Longevity of career 10. He's still doing it really heavy right now.
Yeah.
Songwriting skills 9. I think that's one of his higher marks. He wrote for Biz Markie as well.
Wrote the Vapors.
He wrote the Vapors. We might need to take him up a little bit.
Actually, you want to know what? The songwriting skills. Okay, let's look at 10 songwriters. Ghost, Big, Lauren, Scarface. We gave T.I. a 10 for songwriting. We might have to revisit that. Ice Cube, Tupac.
Yeah, we got to revisit.
We got to revisit Tip on the songwriting skills. I'm going and taking that down to 9 right
And we'll keep Kane in a 9.
And because he's,
Yeah, we'll keep Kane in a 9. Legacy 10. Live performance 10. That goes without saying. He's like the measuring stick for the live performance.
Hold on. So I want people to understand something about an A-list MC. You see how we going through this Kane shit and ain't much of an argument like it was with Doom. Lyrics 50. Yep. Delivery 10. Yep. Hold on. Career 10. Yep. Performance 10. You see how easy this shit is when you're an icon, really? Fuck out of here with that.
LP says longevity of career 8.
No, he's still around and been do. Okay, so if you want
to, there was a gap. I think that is fair. There was a gap. There was a big gap. He's around now.
When's the gap? 91 to when's Veterans Day come out? 97.
Yeah, 97, 98, and then there's a gap again.
No, there wasn't that much of a gap after that. He was around. He floated around after that.
Okay.
I'll go to 9. I'm not giving him an 8 for longevity. Okay. Mike, we just saw him live last year.
Oh yeah, I know.
Don't tell me that's
fresh in my mind too.
That shit is on my mind.
And he looks great. And he's killing it.
it's on my mind how he performed in front of us and how he performed in front of that Versus crowd.
Oh yeah, it's fresh on my mind too. So 9. I think a 9's fair.
I like that. I like the honesty.
Okay, content 8, intangibles 10.
Yeah.
Hook game 7.
So that's gonna be a 3.
Okay.
Hold on.
No, that's a 2.
I'm about to say, would that be a 2? Like Ghost? Yeah.
Jay Short with the super chat. He says Kane and Nas gotta have the same legacy score. Yeah. Okay. Versatility 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. Okay. Well, Slick
Who can
Rick.
rap and dance like this? Who can rap and dance like this?
Nobody.
Literally nobody.
Slick Rick lyrics 14. Sticking with that.
Yes. Nobody's arguing with that, are we?
Nah, I didn't see anything off top. Voice 10.
Damn right.
Delivery 10. Storytelling 10.
Once again, to MF Doom fans, this is what A-list shit looks like. Keep going, Mike.
Catalog of albums 12 out of 15.
You want to revisit that right quick?
Maybe.
So
I think that's his lowest point, man. It might be 11. Now we got a super duper album in that.
So here's the thing about it. Okay, so Kane got a 10 mostly because he has one classic album, Long Live the Kane, and Suspect Material after that, to a lot of people's. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Slick Rick has that. Slick Rick, first of all, Long Live the Kane is not the greatest adventures of Slick Rick. All due respect to Kane.
No, okay? It's not.
So as far as their classic rap albums, one is still in the discussion for top 10 greatest rap albums of all time, in my opinion, at times. And I don't think Long Live the Kane has ever been that outside of the era that it existed in. Plus, Mike, let's not forget, he does have the art of storytelling that he released in a different era, 10 years after the greatest adventures of Slick Rick.
Yeah.
And it is a 4-mic album, Mike. Street Talking, Me and Nas Bring It To You Hardest.
Yeah.
Frozen with Raekwon is on there.
Yeah.
The adult story track is on there, telling one of his like Indian girl type. There's stuff on there. I Own America. Hold on, Mike. Another Clark Kent track that sounds better than the shit that he gave Rakim.
Yo, somebody said Conway is Coop's Doom. That's fair.
I can take that.
That's fair.
I can take that. My guy lyrically will destroy your guy. You do understand that, right? Will rip your guy in half.
11. So we're going to go to 11? Because it just seems fair for this long. We got 2 albums, even though one is 3. But one is a super duper album.
That's fine.
Because it's catalog of albums.
No, you're right.
The longevity of, collaborations. We got 10.
That's going to be a 5, yeah.
Is that a 5 or not? I mean, a 4?
No, that's a 5, Mike.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Early on, Dougie Fresh, Dana Dane. Right?
My favorite Jermaine Dupri song is essentially a Slick Rick song.
Fresh.
Shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. I'm going to listen to it after the show.
That's a lot of people's favorite song on that album, Mike.
Oh, it's the best song on the album. And Money Ain't a Thing's on that album.
No. Come and Get You Some with the Brad and Crazy Bones, the best song on there.
I love that song, too.
Yeah.
Longevity of records, 10.
Yep.
Longevity of career, is that a 10?
Well, I'm about to say, based on what we were talking about with Kane, this man did spend 4.5 years behind bars.
And then there was a big break.
And then had deportation issues. That was the break. So if you want to go, actually, his breaks have really been longer than Kane's.
Yeah.
So if you want to go 8 for him for longevity, I'm cool with that.
Okay, let's do that.
Right.
Yeah, because I think that might have been scored a little bit too high.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're looking at the time and then look at the gaps in between. Fill the gaps.
Songwriting skills, 10. Legacy, 10. Live performance, 9. Content, 9. Yeah, he's touched on everything. Intangibles, 10.
That's going to be a 5.
Yep, the hook game is 7, so that's going to be a 2 since we're doing 1 to 5.
I'm trying to think. I'm going to give him a 3 just because he came back and did hooks, though.
Yeah. Slick Rick and Outkast is on this jam.
Oh, all those joints that I just named, even finally, Real niggas that are Billboard charters. Me and Nas bring it to you hardest.
Yeah. He got the voice for it too.
Yeah, he does Frozen with Ray too. They do back and forth on the hook.
He's on Girls, Girls, Girls.
With Q-Tip and Biz Markie.
Yeah.
3 most unique voices in history. 3. Yeah. We're going to give him a 3 instead of a 2.
All right. Versus, he would have been a 5 if he would have been in the era where that was important, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, he would have been. Yeah.
Versatility, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to Draco. Shout out to Rigor Raw with the super chat. He says, R.I.P. Doom. He was dope, but overrated. Whoa, come on, man. We're not going to do that.
He's not overrated. We're not going to say that. We're just going to rate him properly.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
We're not going to do that. They're going to curse you out, Rigor Raw, in this chat.
No. I love the Conway comment that somebody made.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Fair. My guy's better lyrically than your guy. You do understand that, though. Do understand that.
Drake, lyrics, 12.
Yep.
I think him and Nicki are similar lyrically, right?
Agreed.
Voice, a 7.
I'm not a fan of his voice. I never have been. It's been actually one of the distractions for me. It's one of the biggest distractions to me, in my opinion.
Me too. And it's always been like that from jump. I know people think that I hate on Drake or whatever, but nah. That's one of
them. That's what you do. We're going to hate on Drake together.
Delivery, 8.
You want to know what I was thinking about? I was thinking we might need to go up on the delivery.
I was thinking that too, because his delivery is very influential to its era. There's a lot of people out there who will use his flow.
No, some of his flows are just dope though, like 0 to 100.
I was thinking that was the first one that came to mind.
Miss Me with Wayne. Tell me what's really going on. Is he back up in the thing again?
Well, that's Soulja and Shawty Low.
Right.
Storytelling, 5.
Yeah, he don't tell stories.
Catalog of albums, 13.
Hold on, somebody made a very good point. If they don't tell stories at all, really, why are you not giving them like a 0 or a 1 or a 2? Like, do Nicki and Drake tell stories that we can identify? And do we need to give them 0, 1s, and 2s?
I'm sure there are stories out there, but
Yeah. That's why. Right. That's what I was thinking. I just want to make sure you and I were on the same page with the thought process. Keep going.
Because I think even the way. All right, you know what? Let's not do that with Drake. Because even when we talk about songs like Best I Ever Had, or if you talk about songs like How About Now, he's kind of telling stories about.
I was thinking about Successful when he's talking about his mom. Is she's left to staying on my shirt? She only 5'2". You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think we might need to bump this up because How About Now was partly a story. He's talking about,
He's a little conversational.
He's conversational with it. It's introspective.
It is introspective, kind of like Jay. What did we give Jay for storytelling?
I think it was around like a 7.
Let's revisit right quick because we got to stay. We gave Jay an 8, and I'm cool with giving him a 7 and putting him a notch below that because he's not Jay. But maybe the 5 is a little too harsh because he is introspective and he weaves some stories in.
Yeah.
Okay, 7.
All right. Catalog of albums, 13.
I think that's fair.
Collaborations, 10. That's easy.
It's kind of nice, actually. That 13 is nice in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so, too. Longevity of records, 9. Longevity of career.
Actually, Mike, if we're going to be real, we need to go 10 on the longevity of records.
Okay.
This shit still get played everywhere.
Everywhere. Longevity of career, is that 9 or 10?
I have it at a 9, but ascending into 10 because he hadn't hit the 20-year mark.
Okay.
And he hasn't really taken any breaks. He's been active.
Active. Got to give him credit for that.
Yes. Comes to work. Goes to work.
Songwriting skills, 9. And I know people are going to say questionable pen or whatever, but we kind of justified that because he writes for singers, written for Alicia Keys. He writes for others, and he puts songs together very well. I
thought about this. Does his songwriting skills apply outside of the hip-hop format in regards to rating him, though? Like, does he deserve that R&B songwriter credit right here in this hip-hop sphere? I think so. I think so. I mean, because we did similar things with Andre 3000 and stuff. Okay, if that's the case. And Lauryn Hill. Okay, so Missy's getting a 10 for her songwriting. Of course. Okay, all right. Legacy 10. Yeah. Live performance 7. Yeah. Content 9. Intangibles 10. Hook game 10. Versatility 10. Yeah. I mean, those last three, those are his strong suits to me. The
Mad
versatility.
Max says Drake has look what I've done. Yeah, well, look what you've done. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's a what I'm saying, stories there. He got stories.
Oh, how
Now
about this?
Nicki though, I don't know if Nicki got stories.
I'm about to mess people up. I listen to MF Doom more than I listen to Drake. Drake's still about to score better. How about that?
Well, I think on that note we can get up out of here, man. We going on 4 hours. Yeah, man, great show. And next week looks like we got Pusha T, allegedly. We'll see. And if you caught the April Fool's joke or didn't or whatever, yeah, Kendrick's not coming out the week after that. That was just April Fool, so.
To April Fool's, nobody even believed. Like, I didn't fully buy into it. The people on the thread didn't buy into it.
Nobody believed it.
Mike.
I could have set it up better, maybe.
Mike, that is very problematic, okay? You set up there and did an April Fool's Day joke live on the show on Friday. I didn't jump. Our viewers didn't jump.
Nobody believed that Kendrick was actually coming out. That's sad.
Mike, when you said it, I kept on writing. I was like, okay, so he's coming out next week. I was thinking to myself too in my head. I was like, I don't believe that bullshit.
Well, we're going to holler at y'all Wednesday, and we're going to keep y'all updated on a lot of the upcoming events that we got popping off. But, yeah, we're going to update this list. We're going to put it out there, and we're going to put out there who we're going to be rating on Wednesday, and we're going to do that Luda and T.I. mock versus on Wednesday. I'm scared.
You want to know it? So am I, because I almost feel like I need to scale down some of the stuff, because you're going to be picking from a more condensed and compact and heavy-hitting catalog. I'm going to have to go pull. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike, you know I'm about to go pull up that Down from the King mixtape. You know that, right?
I love that record. Ross says, thank you, Eminem, for not releasing new music.